Hello, everyone. Good afternoon. My name is Brume Ikogho, and it's a real honor for me to be speaking to a room of seasoned professionals like you. And I hope I'm able to say some things that make sense to you and that you're able to take away from here today. A bit about myself. I started life as a civil engineer, um, but really quickly I changed careers and I moved to the oil and gas industry, where I spent 12 years at the biggest oil servicing company in the world. The end of that 12 years coincided with the COVID-19 pandemic, and so I moved to Canada. Now I had a real problem. What was I going to do? There was no oil and gas activity at the time I came, and I really had to secure a career. I had to secure a job. I had to pay bills. I had to survive. I had to take care of my family. So um, I began to look around, and this is where information is power, like they say. I looked around and I did quite a few things. I sold life insurance. I learned a new hobby, fixing cars, while trying to find myself. And somewhere along the line, I began to understand the fact that being in oil and gas, managing projects in oil and gas, and all the things that I knew about working in an office were valuable skills that that couldn't be thrown away. So, long story short, I was able to transfer those skills into the IT project management field. So I became a professional Scrum Master, and I was able to get a job. So today's topic is going to be securing in-demand roles, strategies for securing in-demand roles. Now, um, these positions offer you the best possible compensation for your skills. They place you at the forefront of industry trends. But the thing is, to land such roles, you have to strategize, you have to be dedicated, and you have to stand out in a sea of qualified candidates. So I'm going to outline for you today a few strategies that you can use to secure in-demand roles. So the first thing, what's an in-demand role? Watch industry trends. These roles are shaped by industry trends. For example, data science, cybersecurity, and agile project management have surged in demand because companies are going through a transformation. Everyone is trying to go digital. So, people need more data experts, they need more agile project managers, they need more cybersecurity experts. If you target these roles, you have to identify and align your skills with what the industry is looking for. And that brings me to my second strategy. You have to invest in continuous learning. A lot of us are career changers, meaning before we came here, we did something different. And now that we're here in Canada or North America, we have to, we have to pivot. That word was used a lot during the pandemic. We have to pivot, right? So, what do you do? Now, you have to always stay in front of trends because these roles are dynamic. They change according to, what's in vogue at the moment. And what happens is that employers look for candidates who right now have demonstrated a commitment to adaptability and growth. So invest in certifications, online workshops, anything that can set you apart from the rest of the crowd and put you above above other people who are also trying to get the same roles, right? Now, the next thing you have to do, develop a strong personal brand. Now, what's a personal brand? It's just something that recruiters and employers associate with your name. So, build a professional online presence, invest in a beautiful headshot, write articles on LinkedIn, make sure you attend conferences, make sure you are identified as a professional in your field, engage with industry specific communities and meetups. A strong professional brand or personal brand rather, right? It makes you seen as a thought leader in your domain, right? Now, the next thing is you have to network. Network strategically, not just network. Don't just go anywhere and meet anybody, right? Nowadays, most roles are filled through referrals. How do you get referrals? Recently, we had the biggest black tech conference in the world, Be Future. I went there and I chose the people I spoke to strategically. you want to limit the field of communication to people who can help you achieve your career objectives, right? Namely, tech recruiters, right? That will be the very first priority. And then next, people who are working in the same field as you, who you can strike conversations with and maybe get them to refer you when roles come up, right? So attend industry events, connect with peers, attend communities of practice. It's not just about taking too, right? You have to find ways to add value. So if you can collaborate with people in the field that you want to work in to do, things that are useful, that could help you secure that referral that puts your foot in the door, right? Now, the next thing, and this is where a lot of us, missed the point when we first came here, is tailoring your resume to every role. I hear people saying, they applied to like 20 jobs in one night and they got no call back, or they've applied to 500 jobs and got 3 callbacks. There's a problem somewhere, right? And for me, it was easy for me to identify that problem when I first came, because I realized that my resume was going nowhere until I changed it, right? So for high demand roles, every application has to be tailored, right? Highlight your specific skills, experiences, and achievements. Use action verbs, use metrics to quantify your impact. And most importantly, before you submit that resume, use one of the online resume scanners to scan it and make sure it's a match with the job description and keywords. Personally, I use jobscan.co, but there are many other tools that people use, to scan their resumes.